Yo, what's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. I'm adjust this camera. All right, so of course, if you could, I'd appreciate a like, a comment, and a subscription. I'm about to actually run in, but I figured I'd do this video just before I went in. So basically, what I wanted to discuss today, something that actually I did a video on it this morning, but the video came out like shit, so I ended up not uploading it. So now I'm doing one, and I'm looking at like I need to fucking shower, which I do. But yeah, this video is basically about the whole Jay-Z situation with the NFL deal he struck to be like a social justice. I think a representative is what you can put it as, or some guy's a consultant for social justice, whatever you want to call it. All right, so some people are basically saying they think it's a good move. They think that this is a money move, which of course it is. I mean, it's called business, so yeah, it is a money move. But some people are also saying that this dude sold out, and they're like, yo, the way he went about it was completely wrong. And they're saying with that, a lot of people are displeased with that interview because in the interview he didn't straight up slam the NFL for the racist decisions they made towards the players, and some of it was shit that owners were saying. It was a fucked up situation, really. So with that said, a lot of people are on different sides of the fence. All right, so a lot of black leaders, or basically bigger voices in the black community who talk about conscious black issues that we're dealing with, from racism to unfair housing, basically anything you can think of, things that are going on nowadays. A lot of them are saying that Jay-Z has sold his soul, man. But I personally see it like this: somebody like Jay-Z, who's done so much for social justice, or quote unquote fighting against racism. If I was in Baltimore when the riots were happening, if you really think back in Baltimore, anybody here knows Beyonce and Jay-Z ended up paying for a lot of the legal fees for quite a few people that got hemmed up in that particular situation. Their legal fees were taken care of by Beyonce and Jay-Z. So with that said, that, and then there's some other issues he did with other rappers that ended up getting in trouble. Jay-Z ended up providing them, lawyers, or steering them in the right direction and helping them out with their financial issues. I think he did a lot with Meek Mill at one point. I mean, and these guys are all guys that give back to the community. So I can't honestly say that Jay-Z, I won't put him on the train just yet. I think we're jumping to conclusions. We need to give it some time before we throw him under the fucking bus like that. I mean, this isn't just somebody who has a history of being a fuckhead. This is Jay-Z, for God's sakes, Like, I think when you put in a certain amount of work in the black community or what have you, you should be given a leeway before motherfuckers throw you to the wolves. Like, I kind of feel like that's what they're doing to him, man. And I mean, I understand it's a very volatile, it's a very sensitive situation. We're living in times where, people aren't what they seem, and people are doing this and that and this and that. Yo, Jay-Z has always been the type of dude that doesn't blast anybody in interviews. All throughout his career, I don't ever remember Jay-Z doing an interview where he completely annihilated somebody in an interview. Like, people are mad that he didn't do that shit. Like, at the end of the day, that's not that man's style. Jay-Z's always operated behind the scenes, and he's always done shit behind the scenes that you find out later on. This motherfucker had a big hand in that shit. So I can't honestly throw him to the wolves yet, and the shit Beyonce has done, with the shit she did with the Super Bowl or whatever like that. People are also slamming that, saying a lot of the women that danced for the as Black Panthers and Beyonce's Super Bowl performance before the Colin Kaepernick shit happened, they were saying a lot of those women had white men for husbands. Look, I ain't come in for that, all right? What I came in for is the whole Jay-Z situation, and I believe that man deserves some leeway when it comes to putting this guy in the sold-out wagon. I think we're gonna have to just be patient and see what happens before we throw him to the wolves on that one. And that's just what I think, man. What do you guys think? Do you think Jay-Z sold his soul, or do you feel like Jay-Z's making a strategic move? Or, I mean, what do you feel like? Do you feel I'm wrong, or have I missed any facts, or am I off on something? Let me know in the comments, and of course, if I get time, I'll respond. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna holler at you guys later, take a shower, and fucking relax. Peace out.